Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru, and welcome. Today is Monday, April 1st, and today we're going to talk about, today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons why physiotherapy may not be helping your knee pain. We'll be answering questions after I go through this top 10 list. So if you have questions or comments, please enter those in the comments section over on the right. There'll be a live chat we're setting up here, so you can ask those questions, and then at the end I'll answer them. How about that? Pretty cool. Okay, make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru, and turn on notifications so you're notified of new videos. I do two a week, one on Mondays and one on Thursdays, answering your questions or topics that are kind of pressing at the moment, to address what you got going on with your knees. So without further ado, we're going to go to the top 10 reasons why physiotherapy may not be working for your knee pain. Number 10, does your knee feel better after physiotherapy? I can't tell you how many times people go, my knee's in more pain. I'm limping for days afterwards going to physiotherapy. So, if you're trying to get out of knee pain and the therapy that you're going to is causing more pain, you may want to question that. Number 9, I laugh because the ridiculousness of, if you look at pain logically, and I'm reading this, it's like, really? Are they still doing this nowadays at 2019? So number 9, do you need to take drugs to make it through the pain you feel in physical therapy? It's kind of like, wait a minute. If I need drugs to deal with the pain that I'm going through for the therapy to get myself out of pain, it may not be getting you out of pain. Something to think about. Number 8, are your knees less painful the stronger they get? That's kind of the purpose of going to physiotherapy. Get the legs stronger. But if getting the legs stronger are causing you more pain, is it really getting you out of pain? It may not be the shortest distance between 2 points. You may want to question that. Number 7, do you have less scar tissue as a result of going to physiotherapy? A lot of times, clients that I work with, they've been going to physiotherapy for months, sometimes even years, and the range of motion is less, the scar tissue is more, and they continue to have to push through the pain. So, is the scar tissue getting less? Since you're going to physiotherapy, physiotherapy may not be helping you. Number 6, after months of physiotherapy, has the range of motion gotten you to where you want it to be? Do you still have a little bit left? Or have you hit a plateau? If that's happening and you continue to go to more physiotherapy, you're getting diminishing returns, you may want to question, is physiotherapy actually helping what's going on with your knees? Okay. Number 5, does your physiotherapist tell you to stop guarding as they're trying to force your knee into a range of motion that hurts? That's not going to get you out of pain. Your body's guarding for a reason. Your body is protecting itself for a reason. And to understand that reason is going to help you get out of pain. Number 4, can the physiotherapist tell you how to stop guarding? It's one of those things, it's like, here, let me put you in pain. Let me force you through this range of motion. Can they tell you how to relax? Can they tell you what to do when you're in pain? Do they give you any tools that's going to help you stop guarding and increase the range of motion without causing pain? Something to think about. Number 3, do you have a different set of exercises to evolve, shift, and change to address why your knees hurt? Or do you go in there every time and you're doing the same routine because it's required by insurance or national health care? Is it evolving and shifting and changing based on how your knee feels that day? It's very important. If your physiotherapist is not providing that for you, you may want to question if physiotherapy is actually working for you. Number 2, are you surprised with the new innovation your physiotherapists have come up with since your last appointment? Any insights or ideas? If you're not, your physiotherapist is not meeting you where you're at in terms of what you need, your knee needs, your body needs in order to get you and move you out of pain. Something to consider. Physiotherapy may not be helping you with your knee pain then. And number 1, would you go to physiotherapy if it wasn't covered by insurance or national health care? Would you willingly subject yourself to that kind of pain if it wasn't covered by insurance or national health care? If you said no to any of those questions, or you're questioning any of those, then physiotherapy may not be helping you with your knee pain. And I got a bonus one extra. After months of physiotherapy, can the physiotherapist tell you even why your knee hurts? That's a good question. Most of them can't. Most doctors can't even either. Okay, we got questions here, which is great. But before we get to the questions, please give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell, usually in the bottom corner of the video, which notifies you of future videos that I will be doing on various topics surrounding knee pain, diagnoses, doctors, physical therapists, physiotherapists, exercise, things such as that to help get you out of pain. Okay, now Audrey writes, and if you got questions, you see there's 9 people on here. Participation. From my approach getting out of knee pain, participation is key, because a lot of times there's blind spots, there's misunderstandings we have about how to get out of pain, and we need to make distinctions and nuances. And without asking those questions and participating and engaging in some way, you're kind of left stuck, feeling isolated, alone, frustrated, all that kind of stuff that really doesn't work for you. Okay, Audrey says, I'm 31 with a history of 3 knee surgeries on the left knee. I also have a screw for stabilizing, I'm assuming. I've been having more increased pain and weakness. MRI shows no tear, just 25% cartilage loss and a 4.5 centimeter AVN. I'm not sure what that means. PT for a month with some improvement, but not enough to show much of a difference. Could this be the AVN? Audrey, I think I'm going to need you to tell me what AVN is. It may be something obvious, but I'm missing it. I just want to cut it off. Okay, while you're telling me what AVN stands for, I want to tell you a story about my idea about cutting off the knee. So from December of 1998 to June of 1999, I dislocated my left knee 4 times. In that period of time, I partially tore the ligament in my left knee 3 times and completely ripped through it on the 4th time. I was committed. I also tore 2 pieces of meniscus in my left knee. So when I finally went to the doctor and the doctor finally diagnosed my left knee with a torn meniscus, I went to surgery, went to physical therapy, and then after 3 months, 4 months of physical therapy, the doctor said if I got my left knee, left leg within 80% the strength of my right leg, he'd release me from physical therapy. So that was my goal, and I did it. On the other side of it, though, I still had pain, tension, swelling, discomfort in my left knee. And what ended up happening was it was just frustrating. I felt like I was walking, like I had a wooden leg on my left leg. And I remember I had my driver's license. And I was looking at my driver's license. And you know how they have the donor thing, the different parts? And I looked on the back to see if there was like a donor knee. Like I was wondering if I could get a donor knee for it, so that wanting wanting to just have a new knee. The struggle I was feeling was just crazy. So I get that feeling, and there's no way around it or underneath it or over it. You got to go through it. So you have to look in that area of your knee and begin to learn and understand it on a deeper level in order to move through that. So, Audrey, avascular necrosis. 4 points. Necrosis usually means like a dying of the tissue. And usually that's because of the tension in an area is so great. You know, our body is alive. It's supposed to be alive. If you're watching this video, it's alive. But if there is so much tension in a joint because the joint is protecting itself, or because you're continuing to push through physical therapy, putting it into more pain, physiotherapy, and it squeezes tighter, what ends up happening is the blood and the oxygen that's supposed to get to that part of the knee, it squeezes it off so much that it can't get what it needs to keep it alive. Arthritis is just a slow degeneration of the joint. Avascular necrosis, and my assumption is that there's this tension pattern going on in the joint. The more it squeezes, the more it's cutting off the nutrition or the supply, or the body needs to keep it alive. The only way that I have found, like, you're listening to all this about physiotherapy and Audrey is asking a good question. The only way I have found to be able to get the joint to feel better, to reduce the pain, to increase the range of motion, to help break down scar tissue is begin to create comfort in the knee. When you create comfort in the knee, the joint relaxes. When the joint relaxes, blood and oxygen is able to get into the joint. Water is able to get into the joint, especially in the case of arthritis. All diagnosis of arthritis is dehydrated joint. You can verify that with your doctor and your physical therapist, or even look on the paperwork you got for your diagnosis. If you've been diagnosed with arthritis, it'll say dehydrated joint. So the more we can get the joint to relax, the more your body shifts neurological states and the ability for the body to heal comes online. It's a really cool mechanism. Like, we have the ability of our body to heal what's going on in our knees. But most of the time, when you're going to a therapy like physiotherapy and it's causing you so much pain that you're limping for days afterwards, you're actually working against how your body's able to heal itself. So what we need to do is line ourselves up, just like, shooting at a target. We have to line the target up with the front of what we're shooting with the back of what we're shooting with, in order to hit the target. And if our goal is getting out of knee pain and increasing range of motion, then our goal is for the knee to be out of pain, not to strengthen the muscles in the leg. Because I've worked with professional athletes that can squat 300 and 400 pounds, yet their knees are in pain. So it's not a function of the strength of the leg that will get your knee out of pain. It's a function of getting the pressure off of the nerves that are causing the pain to begin with. It's a little bit of a cart before the horse concept. However, once you get your head around this concept, when it lands and it makes sense, not because someone with a professional degree with lots of letters after your name has told you this is how it's supposed to be. When you choose for yourself that it's like, if I continue to put my knee in pain, is it really going to get me out of pain? It's not going to happen. That's just not how our body works. Our body has been through a trauma. The knee has been through a trauma, whether it be the initial injury, accident, or surgery. What happens is the body tenses up to protect itself, just as a normal natural response to the threat it experienced. And what ends up happening is, until we start addressing what's going on in the knee and going on in the body on a neurological level, from the signaling that is telling the body to tense up to begin with, you're kind of in this endless loop of trying harder, working really hard, and nothing is working to get you out of pain. Sound familiar? Can't tell you how many thousands of people have told me that over the past 10 years because they're trying hard when they don't need to. Okay, Mintz says, 3 months post-op on ACL on right knee with routine physiotherapy. When I do an exercise with my therapist and I feel pain in my knee, I was telling him, and the exercise was reduced by him. And that's great. If your physiotherapist has that level of awareness and sensitivity, awesome. However, here's something to think about. Are you changing the neurological signaling? That's the key. By creating comfort in the knee joint, you change that neurological signaling. If you want to learn how to change that neurological signaling, I have a link to my website, thekneepainguru.com. I'll put this in the comment section. Mince, that's a great question. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I have a 7-day knee pain reduction challenge. Here, I'm going to put the link here. You can check that out. Okay, here's the deal. We have to find a balance. We have to understand our body on a deeper level. If this is you sitting, not doing anything, and this is you completely putting your knee in pain. And somewhere in the middle, there's this ability of you to push your knee. But if pushing your knee creates such a level of pain that your recovery time slows down, then what ends up happening is you're slowing down your body's ability to heal. So we have to find the sweet spot between beginning to create comfort so the joint will relax, we get the pressure off of the nerves, your knee will feel relief, and you push your knee gradually more and more based on how it feels. Now that's going to change day by day based on the stress that you're under, how much you pushed your knee the day before, what's going on in your life, your financial stresses, your relationship stresses, how much news and crazy stuff you watch and things like that. It all has an effect on the tension that your body has and how your knee feels. There will be a correlation. Whether you notice it or not is a different story. The key is beginning to develop the skill and the tools to get the pressure off of the nerves to push your knee more and more in a range of comfort that isn't setting your body back in the process of recovery. Mince, that was a lot right there. However, it's recorded so you can listen back to it. I'm glad you're following the 7-day challenge, and I would encourage you to continue on with the process. Get into one of my other more advanced programs where you can continue working with what you have going on. Zack says, I'm 4 weeks post total knee replacement. I've been working hard. Doesn't work. To rehab, and I'm better than 115 degrees bent, probably about -3 for straightening, and I still can't walk correctly. Yep. Zack, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Working hard. But do you really want to work hard? Do you want to work smarter? That's the key here. Because, and look I get so many people post knee replacement surgeries that was the idea. It was going to solve the issue, and they're still having issues. It's because the neurological signaling wasn't addressed. What was going on in your knee before the surgery, before they cut off the bones in your leg and replaced it with plastic and metal, is still there. That's why people with knee replacement surgeries end up having the other knee replaced within a few years, or it travels up into their hips. The tension, the neurological signaling travels up into their hips, and now their hips begin to wear, or their lower back begins to wear and they have pain. So now they need to have a disc fusion in their lower back. And It gets even worse than that because I have a friend who had both of her knees replaced, both of her hips replaced, and now she's getting her shoulders replaced because of all the tension that went to her shoulders because she was compensating because she didn't have the confidence to balance on the artificial knees and the artificial hips. Okay, let's see. Natalie, 5 weeks post total knee replacement. I've been doing PT with success and increasing range of motion. I use your comfort zone in parallel. Seems like the best of both worlds. I would hesitate stopping doing PT altogether. Yes, you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop doing it. Like physical therapy, physiotherapy, there is benefit in it. This is not to say all physical therapy or all physiotherapy or all physical therapists or all physiotherapists are bad. That's not it. What I'm saying is that there is another half of the equation. And we live in a society where it's like push, push, push. Like Zack was talking about, I've been working hard to rehab. But that's only half the equation. We have to equate recovery. If you talk to any professional athletes, really top, high-level tier professional Olympic level athletes, it's not how hard they push their body, it's how they plan their recovery, how they understand how their body recovers. And the speed at which their body recovers will directly determine how hard they can push their body next time. But if we're in this mentality, and this is kind of I got stuck with it as well. It was all about pushing, all about doing more. And that's what caused my knee to get injured to begin with. And I guarantee you dollars to donuts that everybody here on the call that has knee pain, type A personality, has a big laundry list of to-do things to get done, and will push themselves to the point of exhaustion or till when their body breaks. And there's no gauge between like sitting on their butt, not doing anything, and going full bore. It's like 0 to 60 in no time. So there's no regulator on there. There's no permission given that it's okay, we need to rest a little bit, that we need to not push the body so much. So they go to physical therapy and they're like, I got to do the same thing. I got to work real hard to get out of pain. And they work real hard and they're still in pain because there isn't that other half of the equation of the recovery. And that's such an important concept to own, to understand, to begin to learn. And once you do that, it'll put the pushing in perspective, because now we have a contrast like day and night, male and female. Like we can't appreciate one without understanding the other. It's important. Okay, what is your opinion of use of compression boots for relieving swelling for better range of motion? Swelling happens as a result of the lymphatic system getting blocked up. Your lymphatic system is like the garbage collectors. It cleans out all the stuff in your body. Your movement does that. When we have excess tension because of pain, trauma, surgery, accident, injury, the body tenses up to protect itself, which limits the range of motion in the pelvis. The pelvis is the pump of the entire lymphatic system. So the more we could free up the joints by relaxing it and creating space, the more the body is able to clean itself out. With that being said, I wouldn't even consider a compression boot because your body has the capacity to do it itself. It doesn't need an outside thing to help with that if it knows how to do it itself. So I'm looking at more of a comprehensive, holistic approach. We have to address the issue with a bigger strategy of what's going on and why the issue is developing, and not just use a Band-Aid like a compression boot. For instance, when I got, after my surgery, after the physical therapy, got my knee with 80% strength, my one leg with an 80% strength of the other one, the doctor was like, yeah, I'll free you for regular exercise, which I wanted to get back to judo, but I had to wear this big titanium DonJoy knee brace. Okay, great. That's not exactly my idea of back to physical activity. So I needed to learn how to strengthen the tendons and ligaments in my knee joint. I needed to work on reducing the swelling and pain and inflammation and what was going on in my knee. So it wasn't going to happen by wearing a brace or a compression sleeve or an ACE bandage. Like, that's just a Band-Aid on it. And you may use it for a short period of time, but in a long-term strategy, if you don't build that into what you're doing, you're going to be in the same place 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year from now. It doesn't make sense. If that's what you want to do, great. Run with it. However, what I'm going to say is not going to be a whole lot of value to you because your scope and understanding of what you're doing is very limited. And some people run with that. Like people who are 80, 90 years old and they only see themselves living for a few more years, they'll suck it up and deal with it. But for those that want a higher quality of life and more flexibility and mobility and strength and being active with their children and their grandchildren, you know, like what life has to offer, if you want that, it's not going to come with a narrow perspective thinking that a drug, shot, surgery, or something narrow in scope is going to fix the issue and you're going to go back to your life like you thought it was. It's unrealistic. And you're left wanting more and feeling like you've been left down, like the doctors lied to you. And the doctors really didn't lie to you. They just don't know the whole equation. There is a time and a place for what a doctor can bring to the table. And if something is broken or torn in your knee, tibial plateau fracture, torn ligament, torn meniscus, doctors have value. Doctors have a place. And I absolutely want Western medicine in my corner if something like that happens. But if you're just dealing with pain, you're just dealing with scar tissue and range of motion, their support is pain management. And think about that. Pain management. They're going to manage the pain until you're old enough to have a knee replacement. That's really the strategy. So, may not be what people want to hear, and that's okay. You need to hear this. It needs to kind of churn around in your head and you not be disillusioned by what the doctor has to offer, the physiotherapist has to offer. It's like you need a plumber to do a job in your house and you call an electrician and you're upset at the electrician because the plumbing still doesn't work. Okay, I will go to your 78. You're welcome. Zack, good stuff. Thank you, sir. Anybody have any more questions? I have a few more minutes. I have a call here at 1:30. I do these calls on Mondays and Thursdays, 9:55 a.m. We pick a different topic or question and we dig in on it and we talk about it. So I appreciate your participation. If you have more questions, please ask those in the comments section. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru. Turn on the notifications so you're notified of the upcoming videos that I'm doing, as well as share it with your friends. And take the 7-day knee pain reduction challenge. It's good. Good for you. Okay. And where's everybody from? I'm in Western North Carolina in the Asheville area. So share where you're from. Okay. How long does it take to get on your schedule? I'm local and need some help after 3 surgeries in less than 3 years on one knee and now pain in the other. I do not see anybody in person. How about that, Sharon? I do all my work over the internet. I have products and programs and coaching where I work with clients remotely, and I have a members area where I point you to specific videos that you work with, and based on your feedback, I guide and direct you towards the next set of videos that will help you in the process. And the first thing, like, it's a process. Like, knee pain, getting out of knee pain is a journey, not a destination. And the 7-day challenge is giving you one stretch to begin to work with your knee. Just like you go to the grocery store, there's a sample cheese platter. It's like, do I like the cheese? Great, here's a package. Or you really like the cheese, you can get the whole block of cheese. So it's about introducing you to my approach, which is very different than your conventional approach, what you've been exposed to from doctors or physical therapists or physiotherapists. And it's introducing you to a different way of approaching your body, develop a different relationship with your body. Because if you're continuing to push yourself through pain, you'll never get out of pain. So, Sharon, I would go take my 7-day challenge. That's what I tell everybody to do. Start with that. And then let's see if you get relief with that, then we got more. And if you want to work with me, either in a group coaching or a private coaching format, or just work remotely, I can help you with that. I only got a couple more minutes, so if you got questions, please ask them. Riverside, California. Cool. Zack's in Riverside, and Natalie is in northwestern Canada. Yeah, we got clients from all over the world. I just had someone last week sign up from Australia and New Zealand, and I'm trying to think, we got clients in Europe and Canada, South America. It's pretty cool. Hey, Zack, I did the challenge and they went onto the comfort zone, really helped me. Also just had total knee replacement. Yeah, and that's the progression. I will share this with you, that the comfort zone focuses on the knee. There's 11, I've identified 11 places or 11 ways of creating relief in the knee in that program. What ends up happening is, as we create comfort in the knee joint relaxes, and you become more aware of pain in the hamstrings and the quads, the shins and the calf, the hips, the lower back, the ankles and the feet. And as you become more aware, because we're creating comfort, we're getting it quiet, more relaxed in the knee, and you gain more awareness in other parts of the body. It's like, oh gosh, I'm really holding a lot of tension in these other places. Well, the comfort zone only addresses the knee. So now we're looking at a broader perspective. And that's where my coaching programs come in, because I don't know where the tension's going to shift to. We create comfort in the knee. All of a sudden, your hips and lower back could get really sore, or pain can run down your shin, or now your calves are really tight. Or, for instance, Nicola, client in New Zealand, her knees felt better and now her neck hurt because she had neck surgery years before that she forgot about. And the way she walked, her knees compensated for how she was holding her neck after the surgery. So we have to look at this comprehensive understanding of what's going on in the body. And if we don't do that, we're looking at very, like I said, a very narrow in scope understanding of what's going on in the body. Okay, I got to scoot. I got another call. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for participating, those that are in the 7-day challenge or in my broader programs. Thank you all for being here. Next call is going to be on Thursday. So if you want to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you'll be made aware of that next video. Also, if you're watching the replay, leave questions below as I use those for future videos as well. Thank you so much. This is Bill Paravano, the Knee Pain Guru. Have a great day. Take my 7-day knee pain reduction challenge, and I will see you next time.